I made this with only $22 worth of flowers from Trader Joe's. Hi, welcome to another video. So I was at my local Trader Joe's this week and found some really beautiful materials for sale there. And I spent $22 buying the flowers, and I'm going to show you how to make a super sophisticated, expensive looking arrangement with only $22 worth of Trader Joe's flowers. So let's get started. So I was delighted when I was at the local Trader Joe's this week and saw a lot of beautiful and unusual floral materials. What they had for sale this week are these beautiful rose lilies. This is a material I wanted to show you that is sort of a new material. It's like a double oriental lily. And they had these beautiful orange, yellow, golden ranunculus. This is called butterfly ranunculus. This is also a relatively new floral material, and it's all the rage right now for weddings and in all sorts of floral work. They also have some dahlias, and the dahlias are pretty nice. They weren't the best quality, but I do like that golden orange color to go with the ranunculus. Now, the dahlias were $5.99 for 5 stems. The rose lily was $7.99 for 6 stems, and the butterfly ranunculus was $7.99 for 5 stems. But each stem is huge. Look at these stems. And butterfly ranunculus is a really long-lasting flower, and it has a lot of beautiful uses. You can cut it short, and you get lots of little sprigs out of each branch. And or you can use it as a whole piece, and has these really beautiful sinewy lines. And I think that's why they're so popular right now in these more vegetative, free-form arrangements. So that's what we're going to use. So I spent a total of $22 on the flowers, but we're probably not going to use all of it. And that is my $20 Trader Joe flower challenge. Now, you've probably seen me use this vessel before. It's one of my favorites. I love this sort of gray-blue color, and I thought it would set off the yellows in here really well. And then I cut from the garden some beautiful maple. I like this sort of brownish colored maple. I think it's a very sophisticated color to go with the blue and the apricot-y yellow. And I also have some viburnum that I cut. I'm just going to use this as greenery to cover the foam. And then I pulled a couple of stems of this white branchy material from my silk flower collection. Remember, I always tell you guys to buy really nice quality silks, have a few lying around. You can always add a little novelty touch to your arrangements with some silk flowers. And then there's this. This is a really beautiful fall blooming clematis that I have. It's not blooming yet, but I thought some of this tendrily material would be beautiful in this kind of free-form arrangement that I'm envisioning. Now, I don't have a really clear vision of what I'm going to do, so you'll discover it as I do it. So we're going to start with greening in with the viburnum. So the viburnum I have tons of on this wall of plants that I have. They are the snowball viburnum. I love them because the green leaves are beautiful, and then in the fall, the colors of the leaves turn beautiful red and orange and green. I love it when it's like lime green with red tips, really beautiful. And we have spectacular snowballs in April, May, June time. And the rest of the year, it's a great greenery to use. It covers well. And I love how gardeny it looks, right? It doesn't look like stuff that you find in a floral refrigerator. I'm always trying to get away from using materials that look like, you know, you just bought it. And I want things that look kind of gardeny and natural looking. I think it makes a difference. And you know what a greenery snob I am. Anyway, I do think the greenery makes a difference. And then I'm also encouraging you to forage in your own garden and find or grow beautiful greenery to use so you don't have to spend money buying greenery. all the time. Sometimes you want something novel like eucalyptus and you have to buy that, because don't grow eucalyptus. It's kind of a junky tree here in California. Now they imported eucalyptus trees from Australia in the 1800s during the gold rush, because they thought it would be a great tree to grow for lumber, and it actually turned out to not be a great tree for lumber. And it loved the climate of the San Francisco Bay Area, loved the climate of California. Now it has naturalized. I love using the eucalyptus, but we don't grow it. Okay, I think we're just going to green in lightly because we have a lot of other materials to use. Then I'm going to just go ahead and use the rose lily. Have you used rose lily before? So rose lily is just a double version of the oriental lily. Now this smells really good. If you like the smell of lilies, I actually don't. So these actually smell a lot less strong. And the nice thing is they don't have the stamens with the orangey powder that could stain your tablecloth and your clothing. Plus, the double flowers are just really spectacular. I really love them. So I'm going to use this rose lily sort of low in the middle of the arrangement. This arrangement is not going to be the traditional, dome-shaped arrangement. We're going to have this focal point be sort of low down in the middle of the foam and then have sort of almost a crescent shape on either side. I'm going to do the same on this side so that you've got the rose lily as the focal flower in the middle of your arrangement. Because they're so large and spectacular, you don't need a lot. I just use 2 stems of it. And then I'm going to reserve the rest to see if I'm going to use any more. I might use some more, but right now I'm going to stop. And then we're going to use some of this beautiful butterfly ranunculus. Now they were pretty tight a couple days ago. I bought these a couple of days ago because the rose lilies were really tight. So I was waiting for it to open and these blew open. But they're just really beautiful. And look how sinewy these stems are. I'm going to pull out the other stems. Sometimes you want to look at your stems and see how they grow naturally and see how you want to use it. I like how this one has a lot more movement, so I'm going to use this one here. And we're going to use this sort of tall in here. Maybe that's too tall. And just kind of let it cascade and do its thing. This is why it's been so popular, this butterfly ranunculus, because look, you see why they're called butterfly ranunculus. They kind of float over your arrangement and they have movement and they come in a lot of different colors. They have sort of a mauvey pink, a peachy pink, sort of a greenish white, this beautiful golden color. I think that's it. They may have a yellow, like a pale yellow. Okay. I'm going to use some of, I'm going to go ahead and add in this faux flowering branch. I wanted a branchy material and I thought something with white on it would be great because of the white of our lilies. So I'm going to go ahead and add this branch here. And the wonderful thing with faux materials is you can bend it however you need it to go. Whatever looks good, right? So I'm not too proud to be using some faux branches. I have some dogwood that's gorgeous too and cherry blossoms. So I definitely, think it's worth the investment to buy some good quality silks. If you find them at your local hobby store or on Amazon even, they are really great because you can use them over and over again. So I added the branches here for more of a free-form look. And then to balance these branches here, I'm going to see if I should use some of the sinewy cascading vines from my clematis bush or clematis vine. This has like thousands and thousands of little tiny white flowers on it in the fall. Right now, it's just a pretty green vine. And it's pretty long lasting. I don't ever remember planting this, so I feel like I don't know how it's just growing on my rose tunnel. I have other clematis, but I don't remember buying this. And it has never bloomed until last year after all the rains we had in California. So it's kind of a mystery where this all came from. But I'm happy to have it in the garden, so I'm not complaining. It's a very interesting material. I forget the name of it. It's something like Sweet Autumn or something like that. Now I'm going to see if I could do another stem up here where I have the flowering branches to kind of just give you that pretty cascade. So the way I'm envisioning this, because the lily is so heavy, and then we've got the contrasting sinewy Ranunculus, I just thought we'd just make kind of a wild and free arrangement. And then we've got the dahlias. Now the dahlias, we're almost only able to salvage like 3 stems of the 5. Even though I just bought these a couple of days ago, we lost a couple of dahlias. Dahlias are not long lasting, as you know, but we'll go ahead and use it. I could have probably not used it at all, but it's always nice to have a third floral material. Just thought maybe 2 would be two different kinds of materials might be too boring. Now this is going to be a 2-sided arrangement, so make sure both sides look nice, and both sides don't have to look exactly the same, but it's good for it to be viewable on both sides. 2-sided arrangements are more versatile because you always put it on a table like a coffee table. So I'm going to go ahead and reverse this one so that because dahlias are somewhat directional, you want to make sure you can see the dahlias from both sides and not have them all facing the same way. Okay. And one more dahlia left to use. And I'm definitely going to use all these side buds. I think they're kind of fun. So when you're buying floral materials, if you buy a large, dramatic, focal flower like a Casablanca lily or this rose lily, then you want to think about using kind of smaller accent flowers to go with it so that you have a nice mix. You want something that anchors your arrangement, like these large white lilies, and then something that'll give it some movement and interest, like the butterfly ranunculus. And to balance the white branches here, I'm adding more of the butterfly ranunculus over here. I'm trying to think if I have room to add some more lily. Yeah, why not? This is kind of a smaller, less open stem of the rose lily. Let's see if I can use another branch of this. Now the problem with the clematis is it's so tangly. It's like tangled to each other, tangled to itself, because I have all these little tendrils that it uses to climb. Here we go. We separated out a nice branch of this. I'm going to step back for a second and take a look at what we have. I really like the shape of this arrangement. It's coming together really well. Okay. I'm going to add some more lilies to this side. I have another stem here of the rose lily. Beautiful. See, guys, I don't always know what I'm doing. I'm kind of figuring it out as I'm doing it with you. And like I always say, there's no right or wrong. Just kind of look at it and see what speaks to you. Like I thought this side, the lilies were too clustered in the very center, so I thought it'd be more interesting to have another stem here. So all of a sudden, the weight is shifted from the middle to sort of the middle and to here. Does that make any sense? So that it's not just in the very, very center, but we put the lily in the very center to cover foam and also to create that kind of a lower center, hollowed out center arrangement instead of a domed arrangement. That's what all the cool kids are doing nowadays, right? So now I'm going to add these accent maple. The maple, I wanted this texture as well as this color. I think this adds a level of sophistication to the arrangement, a hint of fall to this golden apricot-y flowers, and I think it's a very beautiful color against the blue. I always thought it was really chic to have like kind of a muted blue with brown, like imagine a muted blue box with a brown velvet ribbon. That's kind of what I was going for. Something a little bit unexpected color combination. And I thought the maple would really set off the whites as well as go really beautifully with our golden apricot-y color. I always want to tell you guys what's on my mind, why I choose what I choose, and you can agree or disagree or think, oh gosh, I don't love the brown. There's no right or wrong. Definitely leave me a comment if if you think it's better without or you love it, I'm happy to hear what you have to say. So the way I'm using the maple is sort of tucking it kind of around and behind the large white lilies so that it kind of sets the lily off from the rest of the arrangement and highlights it. For contrast. I have one more stem. It's kind of short. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to put it. Maybe I'll put it in the middle here. Okay. Sometimes after you add some materials in, you might want to pull things out a little bit. Like I think this first lily we put in maybe is sunk too far in the foam because when we first put it in, there was nothing else around it, and now we've got other materials around it, so now it looks like it needs to get pulled out a little bit. So just pull it out a little bit or change its position. And then you could kind of fluff up or down your branches because sometimes they'll shift as you add stems in. You might want to pull it out a little bit or have it be upright more. There we go. I'm just going to add in a little bit more of our butterfly ranunculus since we've got tons of it still. I was going to add it here, but it looked like too much material, so I think I might add it over here. Sometimes with these sort of vegetative style arrangements, it's important to keep some negative space and not fill it up too much. Then it just looks like it wants to be a domed round arrangement, but then it is missing, pieces. So you want to make sure once you commit to this kind of shape, you stay with this shape. So let's see if we need to add any butterfly ranunculus on this side. Definitely, I think we should have some cascading out the front here. And I think I'm done. You guys have to stop me because you know how I love to overfill everything. And I think we're done. So this arrangement turned out really beautiful. I love this. And there are lots of uses for this. You could put it on a coffee table, on a sideboard, even a centerpiece if you've got a really big table. It definitely looks highly designed, and we only used $22 worth of Trader Joe's flowers. Actually less than 22 because I didn't use all the flowers. Okay, I cheated a little bit. I added a couple of stems of the silk branches and some greenery from the garden. As always, I want to inspire you to collect beautiful vessels. They make a big difference in creating gorgeous arrangements when you have beautiful containers. Now, this container I bought at Hobby Lobby. It wasn't very expensive. I think it was maybe $20. So start collecting beautiful vessels. Always think outside the box. You know, when you look at these bunches of flowers at the grocery store, sometimes they're not very inspiring and they're little sad cellophane sleeves, but look at what you can create. As always, please like and subscribe and leave me a comment to let me know what you think of this arrangement, and just connect with me. Tell me what you're doing in your garden or what arrangements you're making at home. And I will see you in my next video.